All right, so this video will be about what muscles you need to train in order to get the best looking body. Now, my family has taken my car out of the city, so I'm gonna be using another one of our cars which doesn't have the little phone setup. So when most of the video, I'll have my hand probably right here just to make sure it doesn't fall off, because let me show you the setup. I don't know what you can see, but I'm putting the phone like right here like this, so it's not exactly the best possible setup you can imagine, but yeah. All right, so what muscles are the best to build in order to look like you have a big body, in order to look like you have an aesthetic body, right? I'm sure you've heard that phrase. An aesthetic body pretty much just means a body that has an X frame, a body that is naturally appealing, right? And why specifically you'd want to go for an aesthetic body is because you can do exercises like compound lifts, squats, deadlifts, bench press, right? And you can build a lot of muscle, but you may not look like you have a lot of muscle due to that exercise selection, just because you're probably going to build muscle overall on your frame. But a lot of the time what that can lead to is you looking blocky, or you just looking like a ball of muscle or slightly fat. For example, a person who has muscle all over their frame, right? If they have muscle equally spread out through their frame, they're gonna almost look like a square, right? But if they have larger, if they have larger lats and they have a wider upper back and they have bigger shoulders and a slim waist, right, for the upper body, and then if their legs kind of sweep out and make an X frame, you will look bigger even if you're a lot lighter. That's why a lot of these guys out there look huge even though they're like, you know, 180, 170, 160, etc. Now, when it comes to an X frame, a lot of it has to do with genetics. For example, your biceps can be can like fill your entire arm, or they can just be a part, like a small peak in your arm. I'll show examples of it right here. Now, although you can adjust the size of these biceps, you can't change where the actual bicep is inserted. That's purely genetic, and that also applies to the waist. That applies to how narrow and wide your clavicles are here for your shoulders. I'll talk about muscles later on when I'm talking about what are the best muscles. But for example, shoulders, if you have wide clavicles, then you're automatically gonna look wider. Your shoulders are gonna look wider, just because, even if you don't have a lot of muscle, just because your genetics. So genetics play a huge role in this. So don't get it twisted. Don't just think like, you know, if I build these muscles, I would look like, you know, a Mr. Olympia, or you'll look super aesthetic. You may not look super aesthetic. However, if you don't have absolutely dog shit genetics, you should benefit from this video. When isolating muscles, you can build specific muscles that will make you appear bigger, will make you appear larger and more aesthetically pleasing to the eyes. And it's pretty much like a shortcut to looking a lot better, just with a lot less effort. Obviously, you shouldn't try to shortcut your way through to places, but you know, it's real life and people want a shortcut, including you and me and everyone else. So look, realistically speaking, you want to fucking get the good body as fast as possible, right? So going for that aesthetic body, it'll make you look big quicker. All right, so compared to the average stuff you hear. Now, I'm sure you also heard about aesthetics and stuff like that in your life, but I'm gonna be diving into a little bit more and just giving you a basic overview and my opinion of what muscles make you look more aesthetically pleasing and bigger quicker. These will be the top 3. I don't know if I should do top 3 or top 5. Screw it, I'll do top 5. All right, so top 5 most important muscles to look aesthetic as possible, to look big as possible, to look aesthetically pleasing and jacked as possible, from least to most, but top 5 are out of all your muscles. And keep in mind, my list is a little different from a lot of other lists you'll see out there, just because in my experience and in my opinion, these are the most important muscles. But yeah, number 5 least important out of the important muscles is the quads. All right, I could add hamstrings in there, but for now I'm just gonna add the quads. I'm talking about the quad sweep. All right, I'm talking about, you have your upper body that looks like a Dorito, but you also need that sweep on your lower body to have that overall appeal, right? You know, online you could just never post your lower body and never hit leg day. That's popular to do, but in real life, if you want to look if you want to appear bigger, you got to have that quad sweep. Right now, quads are one of those muscles that their insertions are very genetic dependent, and so sweeps and teardrops, a lot of them are genetic dependent, but as long as you train the fuck out of them, you will develop a quad sweep either higher up on your legs or lower down on your legs. But yeah, having a quad sweep in person will just make you look gigantic, just make you look a lot more jacked when you're walking around. All right, so quad sweep is number 5. I'm not going to explain it much more than that. Just understand that quad is very important. In 5th place, I was considering to put 2 other muscles, but these 2 just shyly didn't make the list. And so these 2 muscles are the upper traps and the upper chest. All right, now the upper chest is hailed as one of the most aesthetically pleasing muscles, and it is, you know, when it comes to actual bodybuilding, it's very wanted. You don't want like a lower chest development, a lot of it, because you look like you have man boobs if you don't have that upper chest development. That upper chest is what kind of makes you look like Superman, where you're standing up. You know, it gives you that bulk in your chest, right? So upper chest is fucking awesome. If you like, you know, other than the other 4 muscles on this list, the upper chest is definitely one you should choose. All right, you should choose to train. And oh fuck, also the upper traps. All right, so traps up here, you know, they make your neck look bigger. When your neck looks bigger, you look bigger. Here are some comparisons of the same people with skinny necks versus thicker necks. A big neck makes you look like jacked. All right, like you look more threatening. You know, you don't look like a fucking pussy. And so the muscle I'm talking about is the neck anyways. It's upper traps, right? But I'm just saying the upper traps make your neck look bigger overall. And when you're walking around in a t-shirt or something, the upper traps, when they're poking out, you look big. You look like you have gone to the gym before. Now, it's a bit overhyped in terms of how much, in my opinion, and that's why it didn't make the list, but it's still an awesome muscle. All right, so train that. All right, I had to turn the light on, but moving on to, which light should I do? Should I do this light? No, that looks make you look fucking crazy. All right, moving on to number 4. Number 4th place after quads is the arms. All right, arms are number 4. Now, arms obviously consist of forearms, biceps, and triceps, so it's a bit of a cheat here that I'm doing. But I don't want to include. I wanted to include the entire arms, right? Because when you're a bro, when you're lifting and you don't really, let's say most people don't go to the gym. I know my family, for example, they don't really know gym culture and aesthetics and all that, but arms is just something that when you see someone with big arms, it's just like, even if they don't have other big muscles, like they're fucking jacked, right? Arms are important. Even if you don't include forearms are pretty important, but I'm mostly talking about biceps and triceps here. Mostly triceps. Triceps make up 2/3 of your arm, so you got to train triceps, which a lot of people don't get. But yeah, arms, like when you have big arms, you just look big, you know what I mean? In shirts you look big. It's arms, dude. Like everyone wants big arms. Next in 3rd place is the abs. All right, it's the abdominals. It's the big old packs in the middle, and also the bear claws, the abdominals and the sides. All right, who's coming? Who's sneaking up on me? I won. All right, so number 3. What was I talking about? The abs. All right, so it's the side abdominals and also the packs in the middle, right? Their abs, like I'm sure most people who started out working out, like they started trying to build their abs, and then somewhere along the way they just forgot about abs and stopped training them. That's what happened to me. Although I've started training abs again recently, but it's the abs. If you're not on a crazy bulk or something and you're lean down, you're gonna have those abs. When you pull up your shirt, you're gonna, it just looks impressive. You know what I mean? It's like you got abs, you know, you're not fucking fat, you don't got a belly. All right, so abs are like almost like a universal thing that everyone wants. And when you see abs, even if the rest of the physique, and this is what the video is about, right? It's about when you have these muscles, even if the rest of the physique ain't that good, this muscle makes you look fucking jacked, right? And obviously it also fits in the aesthetic category, which makes you look aesthetic. So both of those things. But yeah, when you have great abs, even if you don't have other muscles that are that big, you're still gonna look jacked. Number 2 is the lats, okay? The lats are what make your back look wide. All right, my family's coming in all angles, asking me why I'm sitting in the car. But anyways, so lats will give you that wide back. Looking from the back, you look absolutely jacked, wham, big as hell, you know what I mean? It's gonna make you look just stronger overall from the side. You're gonna have better posture. It gives you that X shape. Obviously, giving you that X shape, not only is that aesthetic, but it's also a muscle that if you haven't trained the other muscles and you only have this muscle trained, it's gonna make you look super jacked, right? And those are the 2 categories we wanna hit. So it's almost the perfect muscle for these 2 categories. However, the reason why it's not number 1 is because number 1 is shoulders, all right? Especially the side delts, but front delt, rear delt, and side delt. The shoulders are the muscle of aesthetics. They will make you look jacked as fuck, even if you have zero muscle everywhere else. And that's like the kind of the glory of shoulders, all right? If you have large arms but small shoulders, you're not gonna look that impressive with the t-shirt off. If you have abs but no shoulders, you're not gonna look you know, if you have all these muscles, even lats, but no shoulders, you're not gonna look impressive. But if you have none of those and you have large round delts, you're still gonna look absolutely wham. All right, so that's the power of shoulders. It's just an OP muscle, but mostly you want to train your rear delt and your side delt because they make you look a lot better. Front delt is usually overtrained through pushing exercises like chest exercises, so you don't have to train them, but most likely you should, just because, you know, why not, right? So, but side delts and rear delts, especially side delts, get those big and you'll look absolutely wham. All right, so those are the top 5 muscles. This is my opinion. Hopefully I didn't miss any. Peace out.